and over and over again. And this is how you continue to sell customers who didn't buy from you initially. And it creates a ton of long-term value for your business. What's up, guys? Shane here, aka the Electric Lawn Care Guy. And today I'm going to be diving into marketing tactics that I use in my own business to grow it over $500,000, the things that have worked for me, and how you can do it too. In this video, I'm going to go over how to build a website, how to get it to rank on Google, and then how to get those customers who view your website and turn them into paying customers. One of the ways that I was able to generate leads while I was out working on the field was having a good website that ranked on Google. So when people typed in the search bar, lawn care near me or in my city, that I was one of the top results that popped up in their search bar. If you don't have a website, I would highly recommend that you get one. Even if you use a Wix, a Weebly, or one of those free sites just to start off with, you need to start getting in the habit of learning how a website functions, how they build them out, how you can organize them, where to put your imagery, what kind of context you want on your website. So if you don't have one, try to at least get a free one. The free ones aren't going to be the best for search ranking. The web crawlers really want you to have a yourbusinessname.com. Once you can get the .com and get a domain name, this is how you can go ahead and set your business up in a way to where your website ranks on Google. So the first thing you need to do is you need to buy a domain name. And what that is basically just a URL that you type in the search bar. That's what you want to buy. You have to own that name. So you can go to GoDaddy to purchase these. You can go to HostGator, any sort of website hosting, or you can go and purchase domain names. I personally use HostGator. They have a set of packages underneath there, so you'll purchase the name and then what kind of hosting you wanna include with your website domain. I always recommend just starting off with a basic package. That's what I did through HostGator. So go in there, buy a domain name, whatever it is. I would recommend that you use yourbusinessname.com, not .weebly or whatever it is. You want a .com address. This is what's going to rank the best. Once you have your website up and you bought your domain name and you've either hired someone to build it out for you, or maybe you took the time and researched to figure out how to build one out. But regardless, once you have it out, once you have a presence on the internet, you want to make sure that it begins to rank. And the way you do this is through SEO, or search engine optimization. And what SEO does for your business is it helps build authority on Google. Google wants to know that when someone searches, that they are getting the most relevant terms to what they are searching for. It is all about generating traffic catered to the user. So they are going to be looking for websites that are active, that have frequent updates on their websites, whether you're just changing the text that's on there, swapping out images. You want to make sure that your website is being updated regularly. Another thing that helps with this is posting monthly blog posts or every other week blog posts. When you have posts or blog posts and you create them, you can have within them certain keywords that you want to be ranked or searched for. So you're going to be making keywords about lawn care, how to maintain your lawn. What do you do when the winter comes around? What do you do when you get too much rain? How to care for it, how to fertilize it, everything that has to do with lawn care. So that way when people are searching for lawn care, you have all these keywords in your blog posts that are on your website that have the word lawn care. And so this helps build authority. It helps realize that when Google is searching for websites to recommend to the user that is searching for them, that they find what's relevant. And if you have a ton of blog posts that have the words lawn care, landscaping, mulch replacement, solder replacement, whatever your business is, it's going to make your business more relevant to what the user wants, and that's what Google wants to do. So blog posts help you do this. Another thing is creating backlinks. Now, backlinks are essentially where you take your website domain, yourbusinessname.com, and you're able to have other websites post your business, the link to your business website on there. You want to do this over and over and create backlinks. You're essentially making a web of other websites that are connected to yours. This is another thing that helps build authority. Google wants to see that your website is active, that it's a living thing, and being able to network, you're building a network with other websites. This helps with that. Another part that is going to help with your ranking, and this is a little more time consuming, is making sure you add metadata. If you don't know what that is, take a Google search, type in what is metadata, and figure it out. But metadata is essentially going to be behind all your images, the layout of your website, sections on your blog post. Metadata are basically a more technical way to categorize the information that's being displayed. And this is another thing that Google looks for, or search engines in general. This is a little more tedious to do. Really, all of this is tedious to do. I'm just telling you about it so you have a fundamental understanding of what it takes to get a website to rank on Google. Now, I highly recommend you go and search what is SEO, how can I do it, what's included, what are the best practices of SEO, so you can get your own understanding through your own type of research of what you need to do. And then if you decide you want to hire somebody else out to do this for you, you then have something to base it off of to see if they're doing the job they're supposed to do. So do your research first, educate yourself on what SEO is, and then from that point, determine whether you have the time to allocate to do this, or B, do you have the resources, i.e. money, to pay someone else to do it so you don't have to spend your time doing all the SEO building. This has to be done month after month after month. As long as you are in business and you have a website up, you need to be doing SEO work every single month. This is why it's good to eventually hire someone else out to do this, because your website has to constantly be living, breathing, and being updated. And as your business grows, the amount of time you have to spend on that shrinks every single month. So get yourself educated, figure out how to do it, get to the point where you can hire somebody and have that just taken off your plate and automate that part of your business. Know that in the background, your website's being worked on and is going to be constantly driving traffic, whether you're out giving estimates, whether you're out working, whether you're out on the weekend hanging out with your friends, spending time with your family. That website is always up in the background, and there are always users searching for the services you offer. Now, getting your website to rank is only part of the equation. The people who are searching and reading what you've put up on your website, you want to take that user, that potential customer, that lead, and turn them into a paying customer. So the way you do that is you need to make sure that when you go to build your website out, that you have a contact form so they can type in their first name, last name, email address, home address, and if you go a step further, the type of services that they're interested in. On my website, greenlifepropertyservice.com, when you go to fill out a contact form, all that's in there, and at the bottom section, it asks what do they want. Do they want lawn maintenance, mulch replacement, sod replacement, or landscaping services? We have a quick survey that they just fill on the bubbles, and then when they click submit, that form gets emailed to me. So that's the other part. You have to get a contact form that you can be notified when somebody fills it out. And a lot of times you can automate this. This is built into Service Autopilot. You can create a form within there, take the URL code, or the embedded code is what they call it, and you put it into the coding on your website, and then it pops up and they work together. So when someone goes on my website and they enter in their contact info, it's automatically updating in my CRM through Service Autopilot. And when someone sends that form in, they become a lead in my CRM, and then I get an email directly after with a copy of that form. So I can take that form and either A, reach out to that person personally to schedule in their estimate that they requested. B, I can send them an email to follow up. Hey, thanks for your request. We're going to go ahead and put you on a schedule for then. Or what I typically do is I'll take a screenshot of it and I'll send it to the call center. And then someone at the call center will go ahead, reach out to them, do the scheduling, and put them on my schedule. So really all of this can be automated, and that's the end goal, is to be able to create a way to generate leads in the background that's completely automated. So while I'm out working, while I'm out doing whatever I need to do, people are entering in their contact info, it's getting added to my CRM, I'm getting an email update. The only part that I have to do is just forward the email over to the call center so that way they can go ahead and reach out to them. They'll schedule them, put it on my schedule, dispatch it out. So when Wednesday rolls around at 4 p.m., I see Susan, Joe, and Mike all made online estimate requests and they're scheduled for their estimates. Another thing you can do is after you've reached out to that person, you've done their estimate, let's say they don't buy, they don't decide to go with your services. Now, what you have is their contact information. And there's a few things that you can do with this to maybe sell them later. So, what we do is we have an email automation to where if we send out an estimate and we don't hear from them, it will continue to follow up with them over the next 20 days. It'll send them an email, it'll send them an automated text message, and it'll vary between those two over the next 20 days. It'll also send me emails as a reminder to reach out to them, to call them like, hey, Miss Susan, I saw you didn't go with our services. We haven't heard from you. Did you decide to go with somebody else? Are you undecided? Did you have any questions? And you continue to follow up with them because within the first 20 days, that's when they are most likely to buy from you. And really, I think it's much, much more narrow of a window. I really think it's within the first 7 days. So that by the time you get their estimate, till the time they make the decision to get their initial service done, you have maybe a 7-day window. And I think in my own experiences, they make the decision within 3 days. So you want to be quick on those follow-ups. And if you're doing a high volume of leads, it's super hard to follow up with that. That's why I have automations built in. So if I send out 20 estimates, 50 estimates, 100 estimates in one day, I know the next day they are all getting a text reminder saying, hey, we've sent out your estimate. Check your inbox. If you don't see it, give us a call. And that will scale out to however many estimates I've sent out, and the automation will be triggered and automatically just follows up with them. So I don't have to go and send out 50 estimates and then the next day send out 50 text message to 50 different people. So this business, the tools that we have available to us allow us to automate all of this. And again, I'm able to do this through Service Autopilot. I by any means am not sponsored by them. They don't pay me to talk about them. These are just the tools I've used to help grow my business from basically 0 to over 600,000. So going back to what you can do when you own that contact info. So I told you I have a 20-day follow-up. Let's say they don't sign up with us in those 20 days. Now I can take that contact info and create a tag on everybody's account who didn't buy from us to go in an email campaign. So maybe every 3 months they get an email from us saying, hey, make sure you do XYZ for your yard, and try to educate them, try to build some authority with them to let them know we know what we're talking about. We're able to help you out with your yard. I know you didn't sign up with us, but we're still going to help you. And this is another thing that you can automate. MailChimp is an app that you can use to where you can make an email campaign, which is what I'm talking about specifically now. So you take their contact info, they don't buy from you, you then move it over here, put them in an email campaign, and then for however long they will get an email every month, every 3 months, whatever you want to set the frequency to, and you're constantly still trying to touch base with them, because eventually that lawn care provider that they did hire, if they didn't go with you, is probably going to mess up. They're probably going to become inconsistent with their services. Maybe they stay with them for 5 years and realize they underpriced that house. And so they have to drop that customer. Maybe they raise their prices. That customer doesn't like it. You want to make sure that you can keep that contact for as long as you can. So when they decide that this lawn care service that they decided to go with, that wasn't you, and they stop working with them, they then realize, oh, Green Life has been reaching out to me for all this time. I know I didn't go with them before. Let's go in and see where they are at with things now, and maybe I want to do business with them. So that's another thing to do. Email campaign. The third thing that you can do is postcards. So there are plenty of apps now to where you can type in an address and send one postcard. You don't have to buy or go through USPS and buy a whole route. There are providers out there, softwares out there, to where you can target specific houses that you want to send printed marketing to. So I can go in and go into the software. The one I use is called SendGym. So I could go into SendGym and type in all the addresses of people who didn't buy from us. So keep in mind, they're still getting the email campaign every couple months. I then can put them in another automated campaign of getting postcards every 3 months, every 6 months, whatever the frequency is. And it could be like, hey, as we get into the fall, let's go ahead and get on the schedule for leaf cleanup. Maybe their lawn guy doesn't offer leaf cleanup right now. Or when spring comes around, if you're up north, you might be doing some overseeding, you might be doing some aerating, some top dressing. Here in Florida, we don't have to do a lot of that. So when springtime comes around, we're normally looking for property cleanups, people who haven't done anything to their yard or their property over the off season or our winter season. So property cleanups. Maybe if you have one during the summer, you can have a postcard created for a mowing advertisement, or you can have other educational ones. Make sure you reset your timers on your sprinklers. Make sure you're getting adequate coverage. Or you can do ones of like how to take care of a yard, what fertilizers to put out, what time of year. There's all kinds of things that you can do. The fact of the matter is you just want to continue to touch base with them. So these people that you're reconnecting with, the whole picture is you're out doing something. They go online, they find your website, they submit their contact info. You get notified via email. It goes into the CRM, and then they automatically get put into an automation. They get a 20-day follow-up. If they don't buy, then you get put in a email campaign where they get X amount of emails throughout the year, and then they go into a postcard campaign where they get X amount of postcards per year. And you do that over and over and over again, and this is how you continue to sell customers who didn't buy from you initially, and it creates a ton of long-term value for your business. So this is all the things that I do within my own business. These are automations that I've built out that I actively use on a regular basis that have made a huge difference in scaling up my business, closing more jobs, but still charging a premium price. So all these things all work together to generate cash flow within my organization. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, stay out there and keep hustling.